Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career reading for mid-July right through to mid-August 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your career reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, your 9th house, your 3rd house, and your 10th house will be influencing you over the next couple of weeks. Now, the 3rd house is really about your self-expression. It's about finding pockets where you can learn more about your career or more about your craft and where you want to take it. But also some of you may be compelled to upskill in some way, or you may just go online to enhance your skills or take a class in some way. That is the energy that influences you during this period. Also, some of you may feel compelled to travel or take a vacation. Some of you may be actually traveling for work in the next couple of weeks, or you may even take a vacation where it gives you an opportunity to really plan the next steps of your journey and your career, okay? The 9th house is really about the quest for meaning, so finding value and purpose in the environment that you work in or your career sector or where you want to take things to the next level as well, okay? Now, your 3rd house is about finding your voice. It's about articulating your needs and visualizing to communicate to the universe where you want to go in your career and where you deserve to be for all the efforts that you're putting in. So the 3rd house is a very important house that is connected to the law of attraction. So I would say just before bed, you know, really visualize yourself in your career as if it's now, okay? Don't be visualizing where you want to be in the future in your career. See it now, like you got it right now. The life that you're living, the career that you're working, but also the finances that are coming through. So even visualize your bank account, seeing that money coming on in, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you work for a company. Really get excited about the job security that you have and how you're leveling up. And even if you do not have a career or a job right now and you're currently looking for one, really visualize just before bed, just before the waking sleeping hour. That is when you are manifesting the highest. That is when the law of attraction is really connecting to you. Now, your 10th house is really exciting because in August, as you've got that cusp from July into August there, that is really about your ambition. Moving, not mooping. Is there a word called mooping? I'd love there to be a word called mooping because it's actually quite a cute word. But I'm now going to look that up. There's a reason why I've stumbled over my words, perhaps because we are opposing sign and I'm currently, or Scorpio is currently moving into the 3rd house, so we'll find an opportunity to be a little bit more eloquent. I haven't reached it just yet, but anyway, it's coming very, very soon. Now, just to let you know, of course, that ambitious 10th house gives you that boost of energy, that motivation, that drive to get ahead in your career. So any tasks you have at hand, you will be focused on them and you will reach any deadlines or get whatever it is you start finished. This is also about taking your projects to the next level whilst at the same time brainstorming your plans to strategize for the future, okay? So let's see what's going on for you. Now I can see that you're very curious about your options. Some of you may be keeping your ear to the ground for new opportunities, or you're even, you know, researching a new way of working or a new way of approaching your career at this time. I see some very interesting news that will pique your attention coming in over the next couple of weeks. It may even revive your spirits for the career that you have if you've been feeling a little bit unmotivated, or you may have felt a little bit stuck in a rut recently. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see in their career? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay, now the cards that I'm seeing here and the energy that I've got is that some of you may be trying to source out other opportunities because you may have felt that you've either hit a plateau or a glass ceiling in your career in some area, and you are trying to elevate and move forward, but you may have felt a little bit stuck recently and you desire either a new adventure or even just a new exciting approach to whatever it is that you do. If you're deciding to stay where you're at, I feel like you're trying to implement new ways of working so that things become a little bit more exciting, because it feels a little bit humdrum, like you're on autopilot. You're just doing what you're doing, okay? And I feel like you want to either expand in some way, or some of you may be asking your boss for maybe a course of learning to add new skills to your bow, maybe even get a certificate that helps you elevate both in finances, but more importantly, I feel this sense of your calling. I get an energy here of you really trying to connect to a sense of fulfillment and value in your career, and really, you know, looking at your true life's purpose. Your first card there is the Cup. Now, this is your protagonist energy. It says here, overflowing, prosperity, full or empty account, nurturer, taking care of business, and fulfilled. So I really feel with this that you are recognizing that actually you have a lot to offer your career, okay? And sometimes you can feel a little bit low energy. And when you feel a little bit low energy, it starts to make you feel a little bit, unmotivated and just a little bit scattered. Some of you may have been feeling a little bit tested in the working environment recently, and you may be feeling that you haven't fully reached your true potential and have been feeling a little bit scattered in your energy. So you're really checking in with what it is that you love about your job or your career right now, what things need to stay in your life, and really cut out things that perhaps are wasting your time or distracting you. If there's a practice in your working environment that you perhaps don't like doing, for example, you may restructure the way that you work in order to streamline your energy. If it's something that everybody in the company has to do, perhaps you may offer a new way of working that will surprise a lot of people, but it will actually find a better way of working or streamlining people's time, so that I feel like you will be celebrated for offering like a suggestion perhaps on how to do things differently. But ultimately I feel you're looking at whether you're fulfilled in whatever it is that you do, because the Cup is all about satisfaction emotionally, as well as looking at your finances, but Cups are all about your emotions. So you're the sort of person who puts your everything into your tasks. You tend to try and do something that you love. Taurians, they rarely do anything that they really don't like doing. So I feel if some part of your career has become a little bit humdrum or repetitive, I feel like if you've been feeling stuck, you're making some changes in order to become unstuck. And I definitely see a Six of Swords here and a Page of Wands, indicating either there's a new project on the horizon that will actually take you further in your career, or you're thinking about taking yourself elsewhere in order to bring in a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more freedom, and a little bit more excitement in your job arena. Now, taking care of business, yes, there's going to be a lot of tasks on in the next couple of weeks. Especially with your 10th house, you're going to be busy doing. There is a productive energy about your reading, and anything you turn your hand to, you're really good at it, so you'll be very, very successful. We've got the Page of Swords, though, which indicates you're curious about cutting things out that perhaps no longer serve you, but at the same time with the Page of Swords, this is about making sure that you are stimulated in the mind, okay? Because Page of Swords tells me that you are someone who's eager to learn, you pay close attention to what you do, you're very diligent, and you have an incredible mind, okay? And if you're not reaching your full potential, there is a potential for you to actually be a little bit bored, or find that you're procrastinating because you're ahead of everybody else. You may get your tasks done really, really quickly, and then you're sitting there going, well, what else? So I feel you are the sort of person who or ready to go to the next level at the moment in your career. Now, I do feel that there's a little bit of news coming in here. Okay, now this could be something that you've been weighing up, calculating, maybe it's strategizing. Even if you've been like studying for something, you may hear news of you, passing something, getting a certificate, or even achieving some sort of goal, a qualification. And there is I see a potential here for a promotion. Okay, but what I actually see is that you are thinking about a change. I feel like there's a restructure here. And the Page of Swords can be that you've got some ideas that you haven't put into practice just yet, and it calls for your greater investigation. I feel like you're digging deep. You've only scratched the surface on something that you really enjoy doing in your working environment. So, for example, if you are in a certain arena in your working environment and you have 10 tasks that you love doing, but there's about 10 other tasks that you really hate doing, you may find a position or a job that really hones in on something that you love about your career, so you can become a specialist at it. Okay, so it may be something to do with the mind, because the swords are all about the mind. Some of you may think about, how do I put that? Teaching people skills that you have. It could be that you are actually going to become a consultant for what you do, or you're setting up a course of learning for people. It could also be that some of you are thinking about setting up on your own. There's a project energy here where you've got new ideas and they're bubbling to the surface, and I feel that you're taking action on these ideas. I definitely get some news. I mean, as you can see, this Page of Swords is putting their finger to their ear. So I feel like you're going to hear either about a promotion, a raise, or even a new opportunity that's a little bit more exciting on the horizon. But ultimately, I see good news here regarding your true life's calling. Now, also with the Page of Swords, it's interesting. Thanks so much. I'm sure grateful. I don't often get this. My guides asked me to look at the shoes, okay? And there's red shoes here. And as soon as I looked at the red shoes, I heard there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So some of you may be thinking about either working from home, or you may be thinking about moving closer to where you grew up, or where you feel is home for you, or you're trying to work out where it is you belong right now. And that's not just on a personal level, but it's on a career level as well. Where do you fit in, and how do you stand out from the crowd as well in order to be able to elevate and be as successful as you desire? I definitely see some changes going on here, but you're affecting the changes, so I feel like you're in control of these changes. But I feel there's some sort of strategy, or you're currently maybe even keeping your eyes peeled for new opportunities in order to be able to take your skill set elsewhere. Now we do have the Hermit energy, so some of you are either entrepreneurs or you are thinking about setting up on your own. And I definitely see with the Hermit energy that, you're going inwards for enlightenment, just to check in with yourself. You have a lot of knowledge. Those two cards tell me that you are really skilled. You're a bit of a pro at what you do, and you're really listening to your heart because you want to get the truth. Are you happy where you're at right now? And if the answer is no, the Six of Swords tells me that you're moving on, or you're contemplating a move. But what I am getting here is that you're timing it right. Okay, so some of you may be like, okay, I'm not happy where I'm at right now, but perhaps, there's a bonus coming at the end of the year. So I'm just going to wait until that bonus time passes, and then I'm going to actually put my resume out there and get an opportunity. Some of you may be like, okay, this is a season where there are lots of clients if you're an entrepreneur, and there's more money. I'm getting the sense of, this is a saying, make hay while the sun is shining. That's the energy that I'm getting here. So I feel like you're working really hard towards something, maybe even picking up extra work. And then when the moment is right, you're deciding to make the changes that you need to, okay? Now, the Hermit, it can tell me that you're working really hard on something. You are super focused, and you don't want any distractions this next couple of weeks. And so you may be working in solitude. Okay, be mindful of burning the candle at both ends. Some of you in your working environment, and this is not going to resonate for everyone, so I'm picking up about 18% energy. Okay, so you may hear something that perhaps is not meant for your ears. this month, okay? And it may make you feel a little bit isolated. So I'm just going to pull a quick card on this energy for you, okay? Could be something, I mean, even if you look at the two cards that you've got in a different deck, we've got news with the letter and we've got the crossroads. So having to make a decision, you know, self-evaluation period where you're looking at what you're dissatisfied with in your career and how you can reach your full potential. But I just want to pull a card on this energy where I feel like you may overhear something that was not meant for your ears. Can you please clarify the energy that's coming through? King of Pentacles. So you may hear that someone in a position is leaving and a position becomes available. So there's a promotion available, more money available. I mean, the King of Pentacles is a Taurian card, so I feel it wasn't meant for your ears, but it reached your ears, and it could be about financial elevation. The World card, okay. So for some of you, you hear something where it makes you think, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to walk away from this. So it could be some office politics going on. You may even hear of a restructure going on in your career, and you feel like you're not happy with the restructures that are going on, and it may cause a little bit of conflict within you, and you may decide to leave, okay? But what I'm also picking up, and this is the majority energy that I'm picking up here, I'm hearing like that there is some sort of promotion or some sort of elevation that is meant for you, okay? And you weren't meant to hear about it. I feel like people are talking about your skills in a really good way. And but the energy that I'm also picking up is that you may overhear someone thinking about delegating their work or in some way distributing, because they're giving me the word distribution of work, and that you may hear that someone is going to try and put more work on your plate. So for example, you may hear about either people leaving the company, or you may hear about redundancies within the company that you work for, and they may actually decide to delegate the work onto you and other people rather than hiring someone else for the position. So that's what I'm seeing here. That's the majority energy that I'm picking up. But I do feel with the World card that you're marked for success, because the World card is about entering a new cycle of abundance, especially with the King of Pentacles there. So I feel like whatever position you're in right now, there is more status for you. You're going to level up in some way. I do feel there's more work attached to this, more administrative work. I feel your ambition is going to take you to reach your goal, okay? And with the World card, this indicates you're going places. Now, some of you, excuse me, because of the third house and the ninth house influencing you at the beginning of the month, there may be an opportunity to second yourself to another branch of whatever it is that you do, or you may implement a little bit more travel in your career, or some of you, you may ask to relocate to another branch that is overseas, or you may be contemplating this. You may be thinking, you know what, I like the company I work for, but right now I'm not happy with the country that I'm in. So you may look and see what branches they have and see if there's anything that they have overseas or in a place where you feel you'd like to explore a little bit more. And I feel there is travel starred for you there. But ultimately, I mean, these two cards indicate you're going to be very ambitious this month. You're going to be very serious about your career. You're leveling up. You're attracting and manifesting more money into your life, and all your hard work is going to pay off. And the World card indicates success, okay? Contemplating your goals and reaching your goals. Any projects you've got on the go, I feel like you're getting busy doing, taking action, and getting the job done, okay? Now, we've got the heart here. It's in the resistance position, so it's like I got it in the reverse, okay? So it says emotional spending, joint finances, being supported, counselor, guide, having a job you love. So some of you may be thinking, you know what? You've got a job that pays the bills, and that's okay. And you may not love it, but it's paying the bills right now. And there may be something that perhaps you love doing, and you may have it like on a sideline, side hustle. It'll eventually become your long-term career, and it'll be very, very lucrative. Some of you may be working in an environment that pays the bills, whilst at the same time you're putting yourself through a course of learning on the side in order to really do a career that excites you, that you can't wait to get into. But really, the next couple of weeks is asking, is your heart in it? And if you once loved something that you do, and you feel there's no support right now, or you may feel there's a lot of micromanaging going on, or you may feel that perhaps, you know, there's just a level of mundanity and you feel it's time to change because you're a little bit bored or frustrated with bureaucracy, or just things feel a little bit like stuck in the mud recently, you may actually decide to look elsewhere for a fresh new start, or you want to take on a new project to keep the position that you're in a little bit more interesting, because there's nothing worse than doing something that perhaps makes you feel low energy, low vibe, because it just means you start to chip away at your confidence, you start to feel a little bit complacent. And I feel with the energy that I've got coming through in this reading, you're like, how can I move forward? What steps do I need to take in order to reach my full potential? And they're the questions that I feel like you're asking this month. The Knight of Cups, again, it's like it's in the reverse, okay, which tends to tell me that perhaps you're trying to discover something that will help revive your spirits for what you do. With the Knight of Cups, again, it's about doing something that you love, and you may feel that you once loved aspects of your career. Everybody has aspects of the career that they do that they perhaps don't particularly like, but it is a responsibility or an obligation in some way. And I feel you're just trying to really get back on track. Also, some of you may be in your personal life, there's an energy here where you may be working really hard and focused on your career and things are really busy. But right now you're like also thinking how much time that takes up in your life and whether you have balance in your life. If you don't have love in your life, for example, you may be overcompensating in one area, thinking, you know what, I'm working really hard, I've got a goal in mind, I'm trying to save my money, I'm trying to upskill and reach a certain target in my career, but is my love life or my private life suffering in some way? So you may be looking at the balance and exchange this month as well. For some of you, you may have gone through a personal discomfort or sadness. You may have gone through a separation, or there's something that is worrying you behind the scenes to do with your private life, and you may be trying really hard to make work your distraction, but sometimes your private life may be popping up occasionally and distracting you or making you feel a little bit overwhelmed. Take the time you need, because I'm actually seeing someone remove themselves from their desk right now and pop to the bathroom and having a moment to compose feelings, okay? I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you're struggling with something. I can see it does get easier, okay? But the body is going to react the way it has to act in order to heal you. So take the time necessary to heal. We're all human. We all understand that sometimes in our private life, things do not go the way that we planned. But I feel here that some of you may feel a little bit distracted in the work environment because of that, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. We all have things going on behind the scenes. I really feel that you're being super professional and actually, showing up at work, and you're being very, very busy, but at the same time, acknowledge that sometimes, just life is life, right? We do have the Six of Swords, which can indicate in this position, again, it's like it's in the reverse. The first line here is your protagonist energy, your energy, your offer to your career, what you expect, and perhaps what you're doing and how you're approaching in your career. The second pile here is anything that's against you or anything that's been disappointing you, and you may have felt it's a bit of a struggle, or you may have felt a little bit stuck in your career. Some of you may have felt that you've had to take a bit of a pause to really check in with yourself. And the last pile here is the outcome. And I see there's a lot of good things happening here for you. With the Devil card there, I do feel that there has been something that has been blocking you or making you feel helpless to change your circumstances in your career right now. But I feel like you're taking back your power and your control of the situation. Six of Swords can also indicate that you're being guided out of difficulty. Okay, so if you have been experiencing a very toxic environment in the career sector, or there is a person who is perhaps micromanaging you or making you feel a little bit overwhelmed in your working environment, I definitely see you taking the steps you need in order to cut it out, okay? Whether you go to HR or whether you have a strategy of just cutting that person out and focusing on your accomplishments and not letting them derail you from your path. Because remember, anyone who tries to distract you, or anyone who, tries to cut you out of anything is threatened or jealous of your circumstances and your skills and your talents, because nobody's really ever threatened by anybody who is not a threat, right? So you're someone who is very intelligent, you're very talented at what you do, and if anyone is perhaps pinpointing you or focusing on you to bully or in any way call you out or cut you out from any circumstance, is because they feel threatened that you could do what they are doing currently, and there's no need for them. Okay, you can far surpass them in their talents and their status. So with the Six of Swords, I feel right now that some of you have been very modest in your talents as well. I'm not saying go out there and be like, look at me, I'm amazing. But I feel sometimes it's important for you to own it, recognize that you are awesome at what you do, and that you're capable of accomplishing whatever it is you set out to do as well. The Six of Swords are all about the mind, about ideas, and I feel like you're gaining greater wisdom in the next couple of weeks, whether that's taking courses or going back to class, or even just absorbing new information to keep relevant and up to date with the changing cycles of your career. I definitely see that you're in a really good position, and some of you are in a bit of a transition position to something greater, something better. That's what I'm seeing here. The majority energy is like there's an offer coming on in, some news where it will help you elevate in your career, and it gives you the next step to where you want to go and puts you in a really awesome position. Now your outcome energy, we've got the candle, okay, and that really is about your energy. It's about, reviving your spirits and that thirst for ambition. It says here, ambition, taking action, the hustle, manifesting money, management, high rank, visibility, and athletic. So I definitely see that you're staircasing and that there's more status available to you, and you're moving on up into leadership position. If you're already in a leadership position, I feel like you're taking it to the next stage, and you're entering a period where there is more responsibility, more respect, and for those of you who are an entrepreneur, I definitely see that you are being highlighted in your career, being noticed by others who are in a similar arena as you, and I feel like you're being elevated. I feel that people may want to partner up with you, or you're going to be offered some sort of lucrative sponsorship deal or some sort of partnership where you have more control, more status, and more money as well. But you're definitely manifesting more money into your life, and I feel like you're being seen for the talents that you've got and being appreciated for those talents as well. You actually make a mark in your career. You're someone who stands out from the crowd, and you don't do it on purpose. It's actually your work that speaks for itself. Now we do have the Four of Swords, which really connects to that ninth house energy of, traveling or taking a quick vacation. And even if you're not taking a vacation, the Four of Swords is really to take a pause, reflect on your circumstances, think about the next steps before you move forward, especially since the Eight of Swords there. The Eight of Swords and the Devil card with the Four of Swords can also be an energy of feeling a little bit nervous or anxious, that you can feel changes within your career environment, and you're just wondering whether you're secure or whether you're on the right path. With your final card being the Page of Wands, it really indicates that you are on the right path, and if you've been feeling a little bit stuck, or you feel like you've been going round and round in circles in your career right now, there is change that is coming that is very positive. I definitely see you either beginning a new project or acting on a new idea that helps you elevate or step into a promotion or achieve the goal that you set out to in the first place. Four of Swords also is a card of really getting focused, okay? If you work in a toxic environment, I really feel it's important to take the time you need to get healing, because people don't realize how much it can damage your psyche to be with someone who either micromanages you, makes you second guess yourself or question your skill set, someone who undermines you or undervalues you. So I really feel it's important to really check in with yourself and recognize that actually if anyone is making you feel that way, it's because they're projecting their energy. That's how they're feeling about themselves, and they want to pull you down to their level because they feel like you are above them or are capable of being way above them, and they feel threatened, okay? Also, the Four of Swords is a card of self-reflection, you being protected during a difficult time. So if you feel like there's any restructures going on in your career, you are protected, and anything that does not go your way or hasn't gone your way in the past, then I definitely see that you're being directed to something greater, something better at this time. Now, I'm going to pull a card on the Devil card because I'm getting two energies from this. Well, actually three. There's another one popping up there. One is anxiety, or feeling a little bit overwhelmed by your working environment right now, especially if you feel that you've lost a little bit of motivation or drive for it, and you just want to rediscover that thirst for ambition again. The other energy I've got, the Devil card, it's not an evil card. It actually helps you identify what you feel you are truly helpless to change, where you feel stuck, what's holding you back. And when you've got the Four of Swords and the Eight of Swords, these cards are reminders that it is in your mind, okay? That you're not stuck, that there may be a problem that you're facing right now, but there is a solution to be found, and I feel in the next 6 weeks you will find that solution. We do currently have Saturn retrograding, and Saturn is all about structure, it's about focus, and it's about things coming to light. So I feel if anybody has, been trying to make any changes behind the scenes in your career or your working environment, you will hear about them. And I feel like you hear about them quicker than anybody else, okay? So I'm just going to pull a card on that Devil card because some of you may feel bonded to a career right now. You may, if you're giving your notice, for example, you may have gardening leave, or you may have to give a certain period of notice, and there may be a new opportunity that's coming in, and you may be trying to, like, if the new position starts in like 2 weeks, but you have to give a 4-week notice period for your old job, there may be some negotiation that has to go on there for you to be able to be released to go to something new. For some of you, you may feel a little bit nervous about taking a step in a new direction. Some of you may be even thinking about doing something totally different, and you're not giving up on something. You're not even starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. So I really feel it's a very positive time for you to make the changes necessary. It's almost like feel the fear and do it anyway, okay? The Knight of Swords is a card of, some big changes happening, okay? Some of you may be experiencing some quick changes, and I feel you're trying to navigate those changes as best as you can. I really feel like you're in control. The Knight of Swords really is the best knight when it comes to reaching your goal. It's someone who says they're going to do something and then takes action and does it and accomplishes it. So I really feel you're in a great mindset to get clear on what you want, get clear on any changes you need to make, and find any solutions to any difficult circumstances. Also, I feel with the Knight of Swords, this is about you broadening your perspective, but also responding and adapting to a new way of thinking, or changing your approach to something in order to make it work out for your highest good. There's a positive outcome assured when you get this card, okay? So the Devil card, I actually feel there may be some sort of news that comes towards you, and it's really quick, may take you off guard, but you will make some changes really quickly in your career, and I feel it benefits you, puts you in the right place. Now, the energy that I've got coming through here is, for some of you, you may be offered a promotion or a raise, and you may feel that it's something that would be great to step into, but at the same time, there may be aspects of this new change that you don't like, or there could be, perhaps some of you feel a little bit nervous about taking your career to the next level. You can do it. If you want it, you can do it. And if there's any aspect of this job or career that you perhaps do not like doing, I feel like you get an opportunity to negotiate your terms. Okay, remember, you have the control. This is your life, and you get to direct it in the way that you want. You can negotiate a better term or a better deal, or you can even cut out tasks that you think, you know what, I'm loving this position, I just feel right now that I don't want to take on that task. So if we could find a way to delegate that to someone else, and I focus on the projects that I really enjoy, then I'm happy to step into that role. Otherwise, perhaps I need to look elsewhere, or surely we can come to a better understanding. I definitely get an opportunity coming through for you, and one that you get to negotiate on your own terms. Now, we also have the Eight of Swords there. The Eight of Swords really is about you being very protected in a situation of change, and that you're being honest with yourself. Okay, I feel like you have the strength. That's what's coming through, the strength and the courage to face anything that you fear or that you're worried about. You'll gain clarity, and I feel like you're actually being guided to do something that you love. If you look at that Eight of Swords, there's two ships there, which is like having to make a decision on something. The ships represent your calling or the journey, and the heart is exposed. So this really indicates that, you know, something you've been dreaming about, something that you really love with all of your heart is going to be offered to you, and you're safe to make the decision to change or take the option that really resonates with your heart. Use your intuition. I feel like you will have peace of mind in August about your decisions, and you're on the right path. Now, for the Page of Wands to show up right at the end, it indicates something new coming in, your ideas being put into practice, your ideas have value, you're finding purpose in what you do, and you're taking the courage to go after your dream or your goal, and I feel like you're moving forward. This is a card of really being committed to your goals and dreams, and as you can see here, there's like a record being played here, and it's going round and round circles, so it feels like it's the same old thing, but this figure is looking in a different direction. It's like, what else is out there? What's exciting? What can I do to you know, bring a little bit more spontaneity or a little bit more enthusiasm back into my career? And I feel like you're venturing forward, so it could be the start of a new project or a new position. Or if you're an entrepreneur setting up on your own, or if you are thinking about setting up your own business, I definitely get a sense of you doing that. I also see a creative endeavor here, where something that creatively you are really good at, that you may even see as a second stream of income. It will eventually become your main stream of income, but I feel it could be a startup or something that you've had an idea about that you put into practice that will be very exciting. I do want you to be aware that there's going to be more work in this situation, so don't spread yourself thin. And I need to just pull one more card on this position, because you're someone who's super focused. You don't need to be obsessed about your career, okay? So if you are someone who tends to be a perfectionist, for example, and you know, nothing is ever 100% the way you want it, it's time to really look at that, because perfectionism robs you of joy in something that you're really good at. So I really want you to be aware of that. Ace of Wands, something new transforming your career, something being offered. It is divine timing. The universe is setting you up to reach your full potential and connect to a daring new opportunity. You are making things happen, and I feel like you're very inspired over the next couple of months to change your circumstances in your career for the better. So promotion, raise, leveling up, new ideas, and you know, taking action on something. You've not just only got the idea for it, but you'll also have the energy to go forward with it as well. Okay, now we also have Crossroads here. So this is really about thinking about your direction, and it says opinions, options, decisions, choices, multiple options, impasse, evaluation, deviation, hesitation. Okay, so as I said earlier, I got an energy of some of you hesitating on changing your circumstances or leaving your circumstances at this time because you feel it perhaps isn't the right moment. You will know when the right moment is. Okay, so I feel like you are going to be on the right path. And we do have letter. They're actually showing me an image of a large truck in the water right now. A large truck. Let me just check in with the energy. Looks like a freight lorry or something. I'm being given an energy here of doing a lot of heavy lifting at work, or even asking for extra hours in order to make some more money. Some of you, and this is a small energy that's coming through, some of you maybe offer an opportunity to deliver something, or perhaps you were will be carrying precious cargo in some way related to your career. Could also be a long-awaited project coming to fruition in some way. But ultimately, I feel it's all about your obligations. Lori tends to represent duties or tasks, responsibilities, feeling heavy in those aspects, but it's necessary. And you're also using the tools available to you to get more done. Also, if you feel that you're overloaded at this time, it's really important to make some restructures to make sure that you streamline your energy and have a little bit more time for you, okay? I mean, some of you may literally work in a career where you use a lorry or need a lorry, or some of you, I mean, it could mean that some of you are relocating, perhaps your company is relocating, or you're thinking about, I picked up on that earlier, of thinking about going on a secondment to another branch, or you're trying out locations that would really work for your career, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, okay? So I'm going to leave that there. That's what they're just showing me. I mean, there could literally be a message on a lorry as you're driving down the freeway, and you're like, it could be like, follow your dreams, or, you know, it could be like a message on the side of a lorry that you're like, huh, it gets you thinking, and it really inspires you, and it's a sign you need to get moving in the direction that you've been dreaming of for quite some time. Now, the letter indicates some sort of news that keeps popping up on your reading. It says message, documents, news, mail, text, contract, communication, and expression. Okay, so definitely within the next 30 days is what I'm picking up. Next 30 days, there's some information that comes through on your career that you're going to be so excited about. It's an official document. It could be an email from your boss, or a letter from your boss, or if you're an entrepreneur and you are your own boss, it could be a very official letter that sees you either entering a new arena or being accepted for a bursary or an award, or something in particular that you will celebrate, okay? I also get an energy of you tying up loose ends this month, where you're very focused on your tasks and you're getting your jobs finished. Anything you start, you're getting closure on them. And I'm just going to get some... Okay, thank you so much. They're giving me a song right now as well. One moment, please. I'm just going to check in with that song. Okay, this is, I know this song. This has definitely come up sometime before, maybe about a year or two ago in the readings. Maybe not for your sign, but it's definitely showed up before. I'm sure I've heard this song before. Let me just check in with that. I'm fired up and tired of the way things have been. Second things second. Don't tell me what you think that I could be. I'm the one at the sail. I'm the master of my sea. Okay, so maybe again it's coming back to this sense of being micromanaged, or someone trying to tell you what to do, or boss you around, or bully you in some way. You're exerting your power and your confidence in a situation. I mean, the beginning of the song is like you're fired up and you're tired of something. Okay, so maybe there's something that's really exhausting you, or you're just fed up with the way things are going at the moment in a situation. You will change your circumstances to put yourself in a really good position, okay? Now, they've asked me for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All I heard was, I said 4. Now, they didn't say 4 to me before, okay? All I heard just now is, I said 4. So either someone said that to someone out there, or perhaps you got an email from someone that asked for something and they like said that they said 4. I'm not really sure what that means, so I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? So I'm giving you a 4th card because I feel perhaps that's what they're wanting, even though I was not asked for 4 originally. So I'm just going to leave it like that. We've got, despite the frustration, despite your frustration, you're on your way to making all your dreams come true. Okay, so another indication that something that you're frustrated with, you're going to move past it and you are on the right track. Okay, it says, if all you're doing is waiting for the really big moments, you won't value and appreciate the small ones. Okay, so wherever you are right now, it's teaching you something. Even the smallest of things, whether it's to deal with a very difficult person or difficult circumstances, whether it is to find resources within yourself to get through the day, whether it is to be flexible, or whether it is to show up and, learn more about your craft in order to elevate later on. Whatever it is, I feel like even the small moments are teaching you something and are of value. And everybody we meet, sometimes they may become relevant to us in the future as well. So I definitely see that there's a piece of information, as I said, that reaches your ears in the next 6 weeks, and it will benefit you in particular, but you were not meant to hear it. It says here, there is nothing outside of yourself that can fulfill you. There's nothing outside of you that can fulfill you. So this is really about being happy from within, okay? And that you bring a richness to your work that nobody else does. You stand out from the crowd. And remember, you came here to teach others. Really interesting that you got this card, because you are an opposing sign to Scorpio, and they also got this card, okay? So I do feel that with the Page of Swords there, you could teach what you do. You're such a pro at what you do, and maybe in the future you'll become a consultant, or you may even set up a second stream of income by creating a course of learning for other people where you actually gain money from it as well. Some of you may even set up like a social media platform to influence other people in a really positive way. And I really get a sense here that your knowledge is the key to your success. And you got a Page of Swords, so you are very intelligent. You're really good at what you do. And I'm not blowing smoke up here, you know what. The Page of Swords tends to represent someone who's eager, who is very wise, and someone who has a genius mind, or someone who is very scholarly and goes on to use their genius in order to affect their career or their sector in some way for the better, okay? So something you've been planning is going to show up for you. An offer is coming through. I'm just going to go and get a rune before we close. Okay, so we do have the horse rune, okay, so that indicates it's in the reverse for you at the moment, which indicates that some of you are making changes because you're feeling a little bit stuck, or you feel something isn't working right now, but times are going to change for you and you are going to make progress. I see a lot of future changes working for you, but you may be holding off right now until the right moment. And again, intuitively, you will know when the right moment is. And again, we've got ice. Now, ice is all about energy, and it can look at where you feel static in your life, or where you feel like you're giving out too much energy. There's energy loss. Okay, so you may be wasting time in some area of your career, and you may want to refocus on something that actually does work. This rune can also connect to being private, working on something in silence, with the hermit energy, going off grid, not wanting any distractions. But it can also indicate that if in your private life you've been going through a separation, perhaps you're working through some feelings that have been causing you a little bit of distraction right now, but you will refocus, because I'm getting a sense of being focused occurring for you. And if there's anyone in your working environment who has ill feelings for you, I definitely see you gaining their respect, and in some way, like really removing their negative energy out of your working environment, okay? And them actually watching you from the sidelines as you succeed and they get left behind. Okay, so I definitely see that you're going places in your career. You're definitely leveling up here, but I feel more it's about finding that consistent energy and making sure that you're following your heart, or that your heart is in it. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Taurians. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. But also, whatever this news is that comes in your way, I feel like you may sit on it for a little bit in order to digest it before you make any decisions, okay? Because I feel like you've thought about doing some changes for some time, but you're just waiting for the right moment, okay? So I really feel you'll know when the time is right. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, and love and light.